Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. This time I want to pour flowers and I've chosen a mold and it's a square mold from MoldsandShapes and it's 20 by 20 centimeters. So I'm just introducing you my colors. I'm using the white pigment drops from Etter Art. I added a little bit of the interference pearl, and for my resin inks I'm using the Octopus Butterscotch, the Octopus Night and the Octopus Mystery. The resin I'm using here is the Mastercast Resin. It's a rather thick resin. It hasn't got a very long working time, around about 40 minutes or something like this. And I already filled it into my mold, and now I'm just dropping my resin inks. The first color was the yellow, the butterscotch. Then the second color was the, let me think about it, the mystery. And the last color was the night. And now I'm just dropping how I feel. I just randomly do it. And I was also a little bit afraid that the resin ink night could give a little bit trouble because it seems like there's also a little bit greenish in there, and every time when a blue tone has a greenish touch or when there's just green, I have problems that the flowers are or the petals are closing up, but we will see. So now you see that I just drew my pattern a little bit with the dotting tool, and now I'm just adding a little bit of white, of the yellow, of the butterscotch again, because I want to have a nice shading of my square flower. So you see what I'm basically doing. Looks funny on this side, and you never know what's gonna happen, if it's gonna work or not. So I'm pouring out of my cup and I'm pouring a spiral. I start from the outside and then I just pour my way to the inside. You will see it here. And yeah, I didn't have such a steady hand this time. I don't know, sometimes it can be like this. I have no idea what this is. If my voice sounds a little bit strange, I think I'm suffering a little bit from hay fever, so I have a little bit slimes in my throat, and yeah. So if my voice is a little bit funny, please forgive me. It's, just because of the time of the year, spring, and everything starts to bloom, and I have them problems myself. Anyway, so I'm just using the rest of my white and I'm just pouring now a thin layer, so my white is really used and I'm not needing to throw a lot away. So, and now I just let my pattern sit a little bit. I just let it rest, and then I start doing my petal design. You will see it. I just use it. Watch very carefully, because when you really need to be careful using the torch so you're not burning your mold or your resin. It would be a pity, because everything is quite expensive, and also don't want to ruin your beautiful petal design, or your beautiful resin art. So you see, I'm really waiting and waiting and waiting, and then I start designing my petals. Now I could see that the resin is really spreading quite nicely, and now I'm starting at the corners of my square mold, and I'm just pulling my dotting tool very carefully from the outside to the inside. And this is what I'm doing till I have the design I want to have. Of course, you can always design your petals a little bit different. It's only the way I'm doing it, the way I'm shaping them. And yeah. And what I want to say is that you also need to be very careful using the dotting tool, that you are not scratching your mold. I always draw my petals from the surface, so I'm not going too deep with my dotting tool. And now I'm almost done and happy with, with the amount of petals. And then I just give it a quick torch again before I just make a little swirl in the center. And now my resin piece can cure. I just quickly use the torch also after filming just to pop bubbles which are still on the surface. And yeah, then I just need to wait and see how it's gonna look like. So with the Mastercast resin, you can actually demold after maybe 12 hours. I wait till the next day, so this is the next day, and it was around about 20 hours. So I can demold. I'm very curious how this all turned out and if the petals closed up. And look at this. It looks from here quite wild, but if you really look closely, it's wonderful. There are a few bits where the resin didn't close up completely, but I don't mind. But generally, I'm very happy with the feathery way of the petals, and they look a little bit like a drawing. And what I decided to do with my little tray, I shaped it into a bowl. I did this off camera because I showed this in a recent video, how I'm shaping the bowl with the hot water, and this was inspired also by Art of Cheshire Cat. And yeah, with this, I love and leave you, and I thank you for watching. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.